Atlantic from Sudbury and Northern Ontario. Welcome to the Juror Centre here in Perth to all our viewers from around the world for this evening's quarter-final draw of the City of Perth Ladies International. Our featured game here tonight is Fleming versus Jackson, an all-Scottish quarter-final lineup. I'm David Hay. I'm delighted to be joined tonight by the world silver medalist from the juniors this year in Aberdeen, Robin Bryden. Robin, looking to a good one here tonight?
Yeah, it should be a pretty good game. You know, it's a replay of the Scottish Ladies final, so should be a close one, I reckon. Just getting started off here, and gonna get some stones in play early, throwing the guards. So slightly overcurling with that one, not quite finding the centre line, but.
Team Fleming had a good week, unbeaten so far, 5 straight wins. Sophie Jackson having a 3-2 record coming into this game. So probably play a little bit sharper than they have done up till now. Ice looks pretty good, Robin, all week.
Yeah, I mean, commentating the tiebreaker earlier on, and you can quite see that the speed of the ice is pretty quick. It's about 14.5 for tee, so great conditions here for the teams to play some aggressive curling. I think any shot is capable out there. So.
And we're playing the 5 in any event we've played in Perth, so it's a first taster for a lot of the girls of what they're going to face for the future going forward.
I think the 5 rock rule is just something that's really exciting for the game. Just a lot more stones in play, and really for the spectators it's just going to make games a bit more enticing to watch. Even at the end, if there's a team up by 2 or 3 shots, it's still capable of coming back. So.
Class, they've got really sharp running bangs on them, and when you have the right weight you get a massive curl at the end.
I think we can thank our chief iceman here, Paul Martin, and his crew for that one. He really knows what he's doing.
Paul's done a phenomenal job over the years for us here in Perth, and look at this shot from Vicky Wright here. Plays hack weight, gets past the guard by 4 inches, almost noses the stone behind the guard. I think especially once the pebble comes off after the first 2 ends, you can have a lot of confidence in these sort of shots.
I think it's most of the time just trusting that the curl is actually there.
But the good thing is, Rob, if you overthrow it, if you ask for a hack and you throw a bumper weight, then it's going to go straight past the target stone, which it should be. So you're penalised for line as well as weight. So it's not there's no easy get out. Millie Smith a little bit tight with his in-turn, rolls it across, and beautiful shot.
It's a good result with that one. I think she was maybe looking to roll the other way, but
I think so. But hey ho,
you'll take that one.
It's Easter Friday. That's our starter for 10. Nice shot. Good result. So across the other sheets, we've got Hegner against Rana, and we have Muirhead against Willpower from Ostersund, the junior team. We've had a very good week to qualify. And on the outside sheet we have Ogasawara from Japan playing against the local Milne team from Perth. That could go either way, I think, Rob. That'll be a tough game for both these teams.
That'll be a close one, I reckon. The Japanese team will be experienced enough, but then also the experience should show through from Jackie and Claire and that, past the Scottish champions and be out to the Worlds and World champions actually. So that should be an interesting game anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. The Japanese girls came here on Tuesday. They've been on the ice pretty much full time since then, practicing, working really hard at their game. They always like coming to Perth because of the ice conditions. They said that's the main thing that attracts them back, as did the German girls, who Daniela Jentsch didn't qualify this year, but they've had a long hard season. They've been out Olympic qualification events and didn't make the Olympics and had to go out to the Worlds.
Tough time there. And
it's a tough schedule now these days for all the top teams.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Back-to-back competitions, and the standard of the competitions I think are getting higher and higher as well, with a lot of teams and countries. Seen that a lot earlier with the ice conditions, and just a couple of people overthrowing on the draws, and maybe just trusting to use your sweepers a bit more on this sort of ice is the key.
Yeah, and I think also you and I play in Perth curling, and it's very sensitive. Once you get 2 or 3 stones on the same slide line at the start of a game, it can increase rapidly. And
That's what that device is.
Naomi Brown trying an out-turn tap back. Going to have to work really hard on that to get it past, I think.
See the straight line sweeping now?
Yep. Can they get the roll? Not bad, pretty good shot.
Very well swept, I'd say. Good team shot.
Team Fleming have the hammer due to their superior ranking after round robin, 2 games clear of Jackson. So they were going to try and get a 2 at the first end with their hammer, and Jackson were trying to either force or steal.
So Hannah's on form now. Finished strong at the World Championships and finishing 9th, I think it was, wasn't it, Dave?
9th place this year, yep, for our first Worlds. Had a good go, had a good season.
Again with a tough schedule coming straight back though, straight back here and into another high standard competition. So
absolutely, jet lag and.
we'll see Sophie just try and come round here and bump this one back, trying to sit 2 in the ground.
Yeah, we saw from Vicky Wright shot earlier on the end, there's lots of quality.
A slight overthrow there.
I think so, just a little bit heavy for the ice she got.
Good opportunity for Hannah now to get another one buried and try and sit nicely for her 2.
Fleming having a strong finish to the Worlds this year, beating Korea and Sweden in the last 2 round robin games, so it should be a good way to finish up the week.
Should be a big confidence boost as well for
absolutely
for the end of it.
Sweden, of course, we don't want to lose the final to Canada in a really well played game. Came within a fraction of making Canada throw their last stone, which would have been interesting when Jennifer Jones had hogged her first one.
Yeah, that was unexpected. I don't think many people have seen that one coming. suppose that's what those pressure situations do.
Yeah, what's the
See a nice shot here from Jennifer Dodds. Just come up slightly short. Can't quite see who's lying shot there, but I think the yellow might have it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that was a perfect shot, just coming up 6 inches short.
Still in a tough spot for Sophie to kind of get at it. So maybe split a ball in the one of Hannah's last.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's maybe a better shot. If you try and make this dead draw at the first end, this is a really tough shot, and you're in grave danger of touching that red up.
With the way the ice is curling as well, you've got to kind of, it's quite a narrow gap in there to get through. So.
And until the ice starts to swing evenly across the whole sheet, then it's difficult because you get straight lines for the first couple of ends until it breaks. And once the ice is pebbles broken in, it's absolutely beautiful all the way across.
Good shot, but slightly rubbed off there. I think Hannah can get to that and maybe playing the roll over. She might rub her own, but she can lie in a good spot. It's
big thing for Hannah is here, even if she plays a tap back late, if she's tight and splits the two reds, she's going to lie second, third and fourth shot, and Sophie's going to have to play an absolute cracker with the last one to...
Would you be tempted to play the freeze? Set up for your last?
Yeah, possibly, but I think I would like to go back 8 foot weight here, back 12 foot weight and just tap it back. I think that's what they're indicating to do.
So we've seen this line a couple of times now, so team should know what's going on here.
Yep. Should
be relatively close.
Runs relatively straight, hog to hog, and big break. If the weight's right, it breaks right down at the end. This ball, Rana takes one against Swiss Girls Egner on the first end to lead by 1.
I think with these ones you have a tendency just to overthrow them, but to use your sweepers on these ones I think is key.
That's right, you know, if you're overthrowing, you're taking the sweepers out of the game. She certainly hasn't done that. She looks like she's got quite a good line if she can keep it up.
Sweepers are holding it well. She got the weight to move it.
She's got a perfect line.
The line was great, it was just not quite enough weight
Not quite enough weight, exactly. Yeah, she's the back of the 4 foot weight. I think she's trying to play back 12, just a fraction light. Perhaps a slight chance here for Jackson just to go up at the same back of the 8 foot weight, just tap it back and flop slightly inside.
I think if she can make that, Hannah's playing a really tough one with the last one against 2.
Because there's about 10 centimetres of gap from between the 2 reds, so you can get inside that quite easily and just hit and check across a bit. goal. Sophie Jackson playing the in-turn tap. There'll be a lot of break once this gets close to the line, Robin. It'll break really heavily from now down.
Heavy on it. It's
Close.
close.
To work really hard to get past and hold it.
Sorry about this.
A really nice shot there from Hannah Fleming, opening up the scoring with a 2 at the first end.
It's always nice when you get to play that same shot again. So
Yeah, exactly.
Last
Yeah. They had a whole end of in-turns there, draws and taps, so they had a very good idea of what the ice was going to do.
personal commentary for that, so great.
I enjoy the commentary actually.
Okay, apologies for the break in transmission there. We had a small technical issue. Third player stones, Naomi Brown second stone at the second end. Team Fleming lead Team Jackson by 2 shots to nil after one end. I'm David Hay and welcome back to the Juror Centre in Perth, where I'm joined by World Junior Silver Medalist from 2018, Robin Bryden.
Just seeing Team Jackson here splitting the rings. I think that top one's just biting, so. Good chance to get their 2 straight back.
Good shot. Yep, got a good result there. Sophie Jackson, one of Scotland's top junior teams, world silver medalist 2 years ago, and probably quite surprisingly, Robin lost in the semi-final this year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a team that's geared up for Scottish juniors this year. Have another crack at it, but just sadly couldn't quite get through it. But
yep, just a bad day.
Sophie obviously went as 5th to the Worlds this year for Rebecca Marshall and her team, and also then got taken as 5th by Hannah to the women's. So
seen a lot of curling in the last month.
Yes, a busy driving and flying around everywhere. So
Hannah Fleming playing a in-turn takeout here. Looks a little tight for line just now. Just rolling out.
It's an unusual one there. You've seen them putting the into out rather than the out to in with those hit sticks.
It is. It's not often you see them do that. We certainly, having being Perth curlers, when you know the lie of the local ice or the lie of the land, you certainly wouldn't play that way too often.
I suppose it's just down to a preference, but
yeah,
I think most people's preference are the out turn.
That's right. We certainly wouldn't be playing in turn unless there was no out turn shots possible. Both teams with world-class coaches. Nancy Smith coaching Team Fleming, and Kate Brewster done a great job with Team Jackson over the years. They must have some different strategy, Robin playing out into out like that, but
if it works for them, then so be it.
Anyway, so Sophie Jackson trying to split the house here with her second shot, first shot of the second end.
Anywhere back tee with this one's quite nice, just to stop a hit and roll of any sort of kind. So
Sophie Jackson put lots of rotation on the stone handle, which is really good in this sort of ice. If you under rotate or start them off at all, they just take off and go sideways. A good positive release with lots of handle makes a huge difference. We've seen that during the round robin games. Quite a few of the less experienced teams, a number of shots that sort of wrecking on guards or coming up tight, hitting and rolling out.
suppose it just comes from experience of playing on this sort of conditions week in, week out. It's definitely an advantage.
It's what you're used to, you know. If you're playing in your home clubs, you don't have that sort of swing on the ice. It's not easy.
I think we're definitely spoiled here in Perth from the conditions that we get. So
Yeah, we're lucky. We've got a very, very good ice maker, Paul Martin. Been here for many years. Good curler himself. Plays for an outstanding club, Dunning Curling Club. Robin, what do you think?
I wouldn't quite go outstanding, but he's definitely a good curler.
No, we keep him on his toes. He does a good job for us. Does a really good job here in Perth. So Sophie Jackson going to play an out-turn take-out. Wants a hit and stick to score 2 points and level the game. Another quarter-final game tonight. Ursi Hegner and Rana from Sweden are tied up at 1 point all after 2 ends of play.
This one here just seems to be sitting a bit high.
A lot of drawing to do. Not going to stay around, unfortunately. She rolls out, so 1 point to the Team Jackson. Disappointed with that. That was a
Big opportunity missed.
relatively easy opportunity to score 2 and square the game. Ayumi Ogasara's team from Japan, from Sapporo, playing against local girls from Perth. Claire Mills' team, actually skipped by Jackie Lockhart, former world champion and ladies senior world champion. So a lot of experience in that team.
I think they'll be looking at whether they're coming out of retirement.
I think so. They'll be on to the institute applying for funding soon to
Experience obviously counts for something.
Robin, you've had a good year yourself, having made it to World Juniors unbeaten around Robin, won your semi-final game, and a really tough loss to Canada. Any thoughts on the week? What was your feedback?
Yeah, we had an absolutely outstanding week. If you said to us going in that you were going to be guaranteed a medal in the final, we would have taken it. The atmosphere up there was absolutely phenomenal. Being a home championship and everything like that, we couldn't fault the crowd. And it kind of took your mind off it at times, it eased the pressure a wee bit because something happened in the crowd and made you laugh a wee bit. So loved that experience, and it was a really well organised event by Carl Aberdeen.
Good.
Couldn't have asked for a better event that way. The final, yeah, it's one of those ones. Kind of just was one of our worst games. Happened to be our worst game of the week, and just came at the wrong time. But still really proud of what we've done. Yeah, well, the record speaks for itself. When you go 10-0 in these type of events, the last game's always going to be a one-off game. Just going to hope you can bring the A game in. Perhaps that day there was just a couple of shots that we hadn't seen all week that crept into the game. I think we just didn't quite get a hold of the ice conditions as quickly as we'd hoped, and kind of a bit too late by the time we had. So yeah, definitely a good learning experience, and we'll come back stronger for sure. Absolutely. So as we go into end 3, Fleming leads by 1. It has the hammer. So she's got game control. Seen the centre guard played by Sophie Sinclair there. Just coming up halfway, so I think we might be looking at that and be a bit tighter to the rings. I think so. The curl's so big and nice, but I think she's trying to put a second one up in behind that now. We're playing the 5 rock rule here in Perth for the first time at the Ladies' Championship, which will be the norm from now on. Do you think with the 5-rock rule being in place now, you'll see a lot more teams just going all out for the steal at the start of an end?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's especially in ice conditions such as this, where you can rely on the curl being there and ice, and it gives you confidence to go for it straight off the bat. I think when you see the Grand Slams played with the 5-rock rule in 8-10 games, it's a huge, race right from the start. Nobody plays negatively. Nobody plays a defensive end.
Yeah.
It could well be the way ahead. I think people don't want to sit and watch a 3-hour game of curling nowadays. They want it sharper. They want to be able to. Everybody's leisure hour is valuable, and they want to be able to watch a conclusion to a sport or a game quicker than we've been used to in the past. So perhaps the 5-rock rule with 8-10 games could well be a thing for the future.
Just seeing Vicky there kind of wrecking on that second guard that was put up and just over curling. Still managed to get a good result and spin into the rings. So. I think also with the 5-rock rule, you'll see a lot more of the tick shot being played. A lot of teams will just be committing to that type of shot more often. And I think the mixed doubles tick, so to speak, on the corner guys, if you're up in the game, will be definitely put into to play a lot more.
I think that's right. I think when you see the way the guys play in Canada, you're never really out. It's hard to defend a 2-shot lead with the 5-rock rule. It just takes a lot of good shots right through the end. You're going to play a lot of doubles to defend that. So we're looking across the scoreboards. Milne leads Augustana by 3 shots to 1, playing the third end. Muirhead and Team Willpower from Östersund are tied at 2 shots all. In our feature game, Fleming leads Jackson by 2-1. And on the 4th of the quarter-finals, Hegner and Rana are tied at 1-1, playing the third end. So all the games pretty tight. Milne got a good start against Augustana.
Interesting one here, trying to peel off that tight guard, which isn't quite on the centre line.
Yeah, when you're one shot with the hammer, the key thing is keeping the front of the house open. But by doing that, she's basically giving Jackson a free throw in behind here.
Yeah.
It's,
I think she was maybe looking to try and roll and cover their guard that's on the stones in the corner there.
Yep.
Quite a tough shot to make, I have to say.
So Jackson going for the out turn, trying to get the hit and roll behind the centre, but looks a little wide just now.
I think we have seen with although it's curling at your down weights, if you put the weight on at all, you can see it straighten up that fraction, and teams do get caught out by it.
Yeah, so weight in line is crucial. You can't get away with getting either of them wrong. You must get the weight right as well as the line right. And the big difference, Robin, if you skip past you for a T-high draw and you get ice for that, if you throw back ring weight, it'll probably pass the guard by half a metre. If you throw front ring weight, it'll probably catch by half a metre. So it is very weight sensitive, which is a great thing really, because you don't want it, if it doesn't react to the difference in weights, in certain ice rinks don't react to difference in weights, it makes it relatively easy by comparison.
Seeing Fleming here splitting the rings. Don't have to worry too much about being too deep.
She's going to make it. I think she's just going to get in there. No, in fact, it's just short.
Big sweep there. So
Coast to coast. Front.
you train all year for it, so
Well,
you should be able to do that 10 times over.
brings back fond memories. I think 1 or 2 you can handle, so you get 4 or 5 back to back. That says who's been to the gym at the right time for the longest. So can Naomi Brown make the hit and roll? Certainly with the takeout, I don't think it's going to roll inside. Is it wide open?
Can't quite see if that's biting the rings. I think it is. So.
Hannah Fleming wanting to play the out turn hit and roll with Jennifer Dodstone.
important thing here is to make the roll and make sure you roll right over, because nosing here would give Sophie Jackson a good opportunity to bury one round the top of the forefoot. So.
Getting towards the end of the season, this is the last CCT event of the Champions Country event of the season. 2 Grand Slams to go in Canada. The Men's World Championship next week as well. And there's the mixed doubles, of course. Robin, have you ever played mixed doubles? Is it something you've played?
Actually, I was playing in the Dumfries CCT mixed doubles event last weekend.
Okay.
And I played the Scottish mixed doubles as well. I haven't had a too successful a career in mixed doubles. It's definitely one that's needing to be practiced.
You enjoy it? Is it a form of the sport you enjoy, or is it the?
I think
it would always be second for you to a 4-man game, or 4-person game.
For me personally, I think it's because I've been brought up in the format. My kind of main goals are towards that format. But I think for any younger players kind of growing up and now being brought up with mixed doubles, it might be a different mindset for them. They might see that as what they want to go and do. So I think it's good for the sport. Any more formats we can get, which are Olympic viewing capability is great. So.
Yep, another Olympic medal won by Canada for the first time this year. First time it was in the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang.
See Hannah Fleming putting the top up here rather than the draw round. Maybe looking for the split.
Jennifer Dodd's second shot, third end. Probably the tap up's probably easier, if she gets the split to be even better. She's got the tap up, is she going to roll in? Not quite. It's a little light, the angle is pretty good. If she was a little bit firmer, she could have rolled in there.
Leaves a tough shot for Sophie Jackson to play through the port.
Yep. Playing through the port's probably not that difficult. It's holding the shooter's the big thing here, isn't it?
I think it's deciding what turn to play is what is the tough part.
Red on the right is slightly ahead of the red on the left, probably by a stone's width.
I think if you're looking to try and hold your shooter, it's definitely an outturn here, off the line, off the centre line.
Yep. Quite a bit of room. There's a good 10-15 centimetres between the outside of the target stone and the guard. Yeah, going back to the mixed doubles format, I mean, it's an interesting format, and it's certainly appealed to the public watching in Pyeongchang. I do find after about 8 ends of it, it gets a bit repetitive. We've only got 1 power play so far. I think it'd be good for the team without last turn to have more options in the setup, maybe 2 or 3 different options to vary the game. What's your thoughts on that?
That's it's an interesting thought. It's something I've never kind of personally thought of myself, but I think that would definitely be a way of making it more exciting and different to watch every end.
Yeah.
Whether it would make it more complicated, I don't know for your casual viewer. Not really understanding how well certain stones are placed in certain places, I don't know. But something that can maybe be looked at in the future.
Yeah. I mean, the concept of placing stones is quite alien to anything we've seen in the past as well. I think perhaps it's one of these formats of the game that it's good to see and good to play occasionally. Would you want to play it every day in life? It would be a different thing, you know.
It's something it's something different for me. After playing in 4s all year and then going and playing the mixed doubles event last weekend, it was something a bit more took your mind off other things and enjoyable just to play different sorts of shots. And it's very much dependent on your draw weight though. If you haven't got your draw weight that weekend, it's a very tough game.
So Hannah Fleming trying to split the house, playing an in-turn draw to the right hand side to lie 2. She leads by 1. Got the hammer here.
So we could run on it quite yet.
Good opportunity to.
Should find a bit of the fresher pebble as it gets out to the ring there. So. Not quite managing to hold on. Just slipping through the rings.
Seen a couple of slack stones by the 2 skips. Sophie Jackson hadn't rolled out the last end for 2, and then Hannah's draw slips through the back of the rings there.
Good thing for Sophie is she gets to play the same line she just played with the first one, so
yeah,
should know what does here.
Gets an opportunity to try and hit rolling behind the centre guard. Sophie's out turn, attempt to the hit and roll. She's going to hit it, but I don't know if she's going to stay in the rings. It's going to roll a long way across. She's got under the red at the back, I think. Oh,
she's got a nice wee spin back
just
there.
Hangs in and no more, so Hannah Fleming's heavy draw came to raid there. That was rolling out if it hadn't been for that. Fleming will try and blank this end, retain the hammer for the even ends, which a lot of teams like to try and have the hammer for the even ends, especially in the last half of the game where you can get some game control that way.
It's definitely teams I think are focusing more and more on is playing the scoreboard and looking at what position they are in the game, etc. So it's become a bit more of an influence on how teams play their game now.
Playing the scoreboard with a 5-stone row is a little bit tougher. It's not quite as easy. Playing the scoreboard with a 4-stone row, you've got a bit more control. You one good double takeout in the guards gives you a chance to blank the end and either retain the hammer or roll it over to the next end. Which again is not a bad thing for the game to keep it going. Fleming looks like she's set that off a little bit, but yeah. Not what she was wanting, but she scores the 1, leads by 3 shots to 1 after 3 ends. So, in this game it might come down to which of the 2 skips can play 2 shots back to back and put a bit of pressure on their opponents here, because right now they're giving each other Easter presents right, left and centre.
I think it'll be up to the teammates there to try and pick the skips up a bit and try and help them focus in a bit more and maybe communicate a bit on the lines and what shot they're playing. So I think this next end could be key on how the game goes forward.
For sure. 4th end. Jackson has the advantage of the hammer. If she can score 2 here to be tied at the turn, she retains the hammer for the last 2 even ends of the game. After this one would be a big score for
It'll be interesting to see how hard Hannah comes out and tries to force Sophie Jackson, whether she throws centre straight away or goes top 4.
Vicky Wright prepares to play her shot. We'll just update the scores across the rink. Isabel Rana leads 3 shots to 1 against Ursi Hegner of Switzerland. Eve Muirhead of Scotland leads Team Woolpar from Östersund in Sweden by 4 shots to 2. And the game on the outside sheet between Ogasawa and Milne is still 3-1 to Milne, with a couple of shots of the end still to go.
So Hannah coming straight out here and throwing the centre guard, so obviously going hard for the 4, so trying to steal.
And Sophie Sinclair's corner guard's a bit short there, Rob. Needs to be another 3 metres further up towards the house, because even if you get perfectly behind that, you can basically take the stone out from there.
Yeah,
It needs to be up near where the red stone is.
I think level with the red, and I think she's got close to the right line, just to be level with the red. I think would be an ideal
line's
spot.
Absolutely perfect. And if it had just run another 2 or 3 metres further, it would have drawn a half metre more, and it would still be a good shot where it was. So the ice was right, the line was right, which is in case a little bit more weight.
I think it just shows an emphasis on how important the lead position is, and putting those stones in exactly the right spot to set up the rest of the team for you.
Exactly, no, it is.
Something you don't see in club curling very often.
I've often heard the comment from the club colours, why are we wasting our time throwing the way out to the corners like that? Nice shot. Sophie Sinclair drawing in behind the corner guard. Vicky Wright didn't get a great result with hers, catching the centre guard wasn't what she was after.
With that corner guard being so long, it's still easy to get, that one that Sophie's just played there, just high of the tee line, so could still come after it and maybe roll towards the centre. I was going to try and use those centre guards that she's put up there. Try and draw through that wee port.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get involved in the game behind the corner guard. She's trying to dictate the play and keep the game around the centre stones. This year's City of Perth Ladies International has been brought to you in conjunction with Perth Kinross Council, the Mercure Hotel Perth, British Curling, Live Active Leisure, Perth Honda, and Earnside Coaches, along with many other individual team sponsors for the weekend. Teams from around the world here this year: Japan, Sweden, Switzerland. One team from England, which is made for a really exciting event, and we've got a strong field down here in the quarter-finals.
I think it's great to see that we've got 3 of the quarter-finalist teams are junior teams, so definitely good to see the strength and depth.
Yeah, I agree, Rob. It is. It's really good. It's good to see 4 Scottish teams in the quarters. The Swedish junior programme in the girls looks pretty strong just now, doesn't it? They've got Isabella Rana's team, who are the former world champions and current world silver medalists in the junior ranks, and Team Woolpower from Ostersund, who I believe are all at the curling academy up there, are also a very strong team.
Yeah, I think Swedish curling in general is in a good spot, with Anna Hasselberg's team being relatively young themselves. Got a good few years ahead of them, so.
It is, but you know, I think this Rana team, in particular, just now, look like they're competitive. They'll challenge Hasselberg over the next few years. She's not going to get an easy run out of Sweden each time.
It's I think it kind of shows a lot that Rana's team's been out in the circuit now for a couple of seasons, and definitely picking up that experience of playing against these top teams, and I think that kind of just shows now in the results that's coming from them. So
yeah, they're competitive.
With a sense of no fear.
Absolutely, yeah, they've got great technique, they throw the stone well. Big tribute to Peter Lindholm, Pia Lindholm. Multiple world champion, he's the performance director of Swedish curling and the national coach as well, and he's done a fantastic job with his teams over the years. Men's team probably starts joint favourites with Canada. This week's World Championship starting today in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've got a great team there this year. Rob, what's your thoughts on Bruce Mount's guys?
I think the boys that are going out there to represent us are absolutely outstanding. They're by far the best team at the recent Scottish Championships back in February, and they're just playing on fire at the moment, just on form. So I think you can see them do really well.
Yeah,
definitely medal potential.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed they don't get a medal. I think they're in the shake-up, and when you make the playoffs of any big international event, as you saw last weekend, you can dominate the round robin. You can be the best team there, as you guys were, and Isabel Rana's team were as well. They were unbeaten all the way through. As a mirror image of your result, but at the playoff game, it's a one-off game. It's a re-rack. All starts again, and whilst it can be feel this is not fair, why are we actually having to play this game? We were the best team all week. Medals decided, and it's for sponsors and TV and the crowds. It has to be a sudden death game, and it's you just hope you can play your best on the day.
I think it's definitely down to the teams themselves and the coaches just to really focus in once the round robin's finished and realise that the job's not done yet. So
yeah, I know that from our own experience as well. We were probably a fairly average round robin team, but our playoff record was not too bad. You know, we managed to always get in. There's definitely a different psyche, because in the sudden death there is no tomorrow. You know, you're either live or you're gone. Whereas with the round robin, you give it a half and half game or a poor game, win or lose, you still turn up with another round robin the day after. So it's a mindset thing. It takes a bit of getting used to.
They'll obviously have to cope with the distractions of Vegas, but I'm sure they'll manage.
Store up all distractions for the last weekend after it's all finished. Norway Brown, an out turn tap back here. Didn't quite hold the shooter. Nice shot. She lies one at the back of the 12 foot.
Really good opportunity here for Hannah to get one fully buried around those double centres. So
make this draw right now. You can really put the pressure onto the Jackson team. They're needing to score 2 here. If you get a good one in here, top of the 4 foot, it's not easy to score that way. Sarah take a 2 back against Claire Milne's Perth team to tie the game at 3 shots all, playing the 4th end. Eve Muirhead leads Willpower from Ostersund at 4 shots to 2, again Claire playing the 4th end. And on the outside sheet, Isabella Rana leads 3-1 against Ursi Hegner from Switzerland.
Good shot there by Jen. Fully buried on the top of the 4 foot.
It's perfect, absolutely perfect.
Thought you could pick up and place it any better.
So Sophie deciding whether to run the guards back or...
You'd almost be tempted to play the one off the centre line. Open up that centre a wee bit more. And also open up the one that's fully buried. So.
Brown trying the in-turn, trying to drive the top red into the one in the house, it's a little bit wide.
I think I would like to have seen them played the centre line one there.
Yeah, she had to make that shot, make it well. You missed that, you're still leaving the centre guard on and the line one now. If you take the centre guard off, even if you don't hit the one in the house, then you're at least going to open it up. Double on the guards was the ideal shot. You might get lucky and run it back into the house as well.
May move them all. Yep.
You can see by the ice that Vicky Wright's giving to Hannah Fleming, they're expecting about 5 feet of curl and ice. Trying to guard the red stone, or maybe even go right down to the 8 foot.
I think the kind of key to this shot is just to make sure you're definitely out there, because you can always finish it with the sweep on late. So worst thing you can do is be tight from the start and try and hold it out there.
We've been sweeping this all the way down to try and keep it straight. Spence done a good job, they've guarded it well.
So now just going to try and get in there first, I think. Put a good one in. Hope for a mistake from Hannah.
Yep, big shot for her here. You will actually hide behind that red that's biting the top of the 4 foot, and you'll get half covered if you can get the round light. Big finish at the end here. Once they start to slow down, if you get too high a weight, they curl a lot in the last 2 or 3 metres.
I really want to be top tee here. Slip just back button, it would be a...
She actually popped that back out of fair race and been running straight for quite a long time. It's starting to curl now. Got to get the weight right here. Got to go for weight. Got to go big time for weight.
I think the sweepers are just taken out of that one.
I think they were, yeah. She just popped it back a little bit and they couldn't sweep it early on, and it still the option of a raise with a second one, but it's not going to be easy because it's half in behind the red centre guard.
I think if Hannah just comes around and puts one right on top of her own, it kind of puts the pressure on Sophie a wee bit.
Huge, yep, that's the shot.
I think it also takes off the run you're talking about, because it might just glance off the one she puts on top. So.
We played the Super League before and just absolutely destroyed us.
And Fleming leads by 3 shots to 1. Playing the 4th end, just the 2 stones to come.
Hannah's just going to come and block the hole here. Worried that Sophie might play that run.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind leaving that kind of shot for Sophie though. You know, it's not the easiest of shots, and if you're
tough shot
down the game, pressure's on.
I'm just not sure you can actually draw through that hole now, Robin, because the yellow stagger on the guards, you have to be very, very tight to the long guard at the top of the screen on the left hand side to get past the yellow guard just short of the house, because it swings so much to draw weight.
That's where that corner guard at the start of the end comes. Kind of hinders you a wee bit being so high.
Yeah, we said that in the commentary. If you just brought that now 2 or 3 metres further up, it was ideal, whereas now it's going to block or draw. If Hannah plays this well, then she's going to leave Sophie with only one option, the in-turn draw.
This one's holding high.
Yeah, got a pretty good line though. It's coming down now. Just going to rub off the red and block the hole.
Good result, nice shot.
Good result. So Jackson here has to decide she's going to do the in-turn draw. Edge of the 4 foot. Tough shot to try and get one like that, but she's got a possibility. There's the double angle raise in the yellows is very, very difficult.
I think her easiest shot here for one is just to draw the edge of that 4 foot.
Sophie Sinclair was pointing out you do have the chance of the long left hand red onto the yellow, onto the red for 2.
I think we're starting to look at circuit shots.
She's been told by her skip to go back and sweep.
if your name's Ross White, you could probably look at that.
That week. Maybe not every week, but when you're hot, you're hot.
Sweeper's just tending to this one. Coming off it now.
It's a little bit on the high side just now. It's going to have to stop as well. A little handle keeps on running. Just a little firm. Wang was good, you know, a bit less weight. That was going to be perfect. So a steal of 1 shot for Hannah Fleming's team, and they lead by 4 shots to 1 after 4 ends. So to start the 5th end out of the 8 ends we're about to play here tonight in the quarter-finals of the City of Perth Ladies International. Team Hannah Fleming, Scottish champions, and against Sophie Jackson's Dumfries team. Young girl's got a bit of work to do, Robin.
Yeah, I think it's been a tough one so far for them. It's been on the wrong side of the inch, I think. Not out of it yet by any means, but the 5-year-old really can definitely come back from 3 down quite easily, so we've still got a lot left in this game here.
Yeah, that's right. It's big end, and stealing isn't easier with the 5-foot ropes. There's more free guard stones before they can make the take out on the 6th stone. But they've got to get some better setups. It's a much better corner guard this time by Sophie Simpler. In the perfect position, out to the edge of the 8-foot, 2 metres short. And if you play one round there at the top of the 8-foot, you'll be fully hidden and it's hard to take it out then. So much better start.
Vicky's guard there just kind of under curling a wee bit, not quite covering the red.
Without getting involved in too many in-depth tactical situations. Basically, when you have the last stone advantage, you want the game to be out at the wings, so you have the option of always scoring one in the centre and vice versa. When you don't have the last stone, such as Hannah Fleming, you want to make sure that you get the centre well guarded up in a short and play like she has. So both teams were relatively happy.
Do you think with the
Jo's got to make the rings here, though she cannot be short in this one. She's 4-1 down. Now well sweat.
Do you think with the 5-rock rule coming into play now that a lot of the play could become more around the centre, get drawn in that way?
There is definitely a tendency for that to happen, but it's pretty much up to the team who have got the corner to make a split in the guards. I mean, you make a split with the centre guard, but 2 corner guards, you've got a win-win. You've got 2 guards with 1 shot, and you've also opened up the centre. I think the biggest mistake is that people just get obsessed by playing a skins type game, where basically a race around the centre guard. If both teams do that, it's tricky. So you've got to be fairly proactive and make that tick shot to open up the centre for yourself.
I think you'll see a lot more risk taken from the team with the hammer.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those sort of shots.
Especially in the first half of the end. I think once you get to the 3rd, 2nd stone, if things aren't looking too good at that time, they want to arrange the 3rd, 1st stone. There'll be time to bail out, open up, and give yourself a chance. That's a poor shot. That's not what she wanted there. She's ended up leaving the short stone exposed.
So if you're not looking to remove this one, just want to bump it back to you, so you can use it later in the end maybe.
Absolutely.
Just try and
I think the back 8 foot's going to be a friend to Team Jackson. Fleming wants to keep it open now. A good example of this in the 4 and the 5 rock ends or stone ends is when you see this. That would have been a take-out shot from Alice Spencer in a normal situation when you're 3 up in the game, but she doesn't have that option. Oh dear, oh dear, this is not looking good for Millie tonight. Well, she rolled the shooter into the house and she double carded her own, so perhaps is not
a bad result.
Not a bad result from. They're not getting any pressure onto the Fleming team. Fleming are getting free shots here, and this is one of the things that happened the last 2 ends. You think back, there's been no real pressure from the yellow stones in the house. The Reds are getting free throws each time.
It's funny this end's changed already. You would think Fleming being 3 up, there would be stones flying, but just looking to try and really pile the pressure on Jackson here, I think.
Yeah, just they're not quite getting the hang of the curl and ice is huge at the end. You've got to be way out wide. You can sweep it down at the end of the end. She's got a good result there. She's blocked in the red. Sophie Jackson's got to be careful here. Even though she's 3 shots down, she's desperate to score a big end. She's got to make sure she gives herself a chance to score here. One more drawn and these red guards have got to come off. I think her teammates are saying get up and take it off now.
With the stagger on those guards, it's pretty tough to get into that 4 foot at the moment. So I think you got to move one of them.
I think so. She's got to be careful she doesn't jam the red onto the yellow. I'm not even sure if that yellow's in the house or not.
I think it could go across the top. I think you've got to be pretty thin on the first stone to be near it. So you might get a chance to lift all 3 as well off the centre. So.
Yep.
Just put it through the hole there.
They've been unlucky. 2 centimetres either way, and she's getting a double on something, but she's only got the single.
I think that stone out towards the wings well guarded though, so don't have to worry about that one.
Yes. That's not come out there for at least a couple of shots time.
Went by 4 shots or something.
And you just won't be able to.
We were told that.
You just like.
Jennifer Dodd's trying to get out turn
Yeah.
draw here.
Super's won this one pretty much straight away.
Yeah,
so.
it's a little bit light. This does give Not a disaster because the angles look pretty good, but I think Jackson come and tap this red back this time. There's enough curl nice to come through between the centre red and the yellow to tap it back.
There's a lot of risk in trying to clear these guards here. They could go red onto yellow. That's
you end up with red's lying 3 after this shot if you get it wrong. Elway Brown playing out turn clearing. I'm not sure these reds go. Good shot. One over the top, one underneath. Had it perfectly matched up.
Shows you what we know.
Exactly. Not a lot, I would say. Looking across the rest of the quarter-final games, August Sauer trails Jackie Lockhart. Claire Mills' team 6 shots to 3. Eve Muirhead in total control, 6 shots to 2 up against Team Willpower from Ostersund. And Ursi Hegner just pulled one back to trail Isabella Rana's team, 3 shots to 2, playing the 6th end without. Rana Hegner, a close game, is a good contest. Although Rana firm favourite with the hammer, playing the 6th end, 1 shot up.
Seeing Hannah Fleming here coming around the corner, good. Just trying to lie 2.
Yep,
the main thing to set up a double.
The main thing is trying to negate the 2 yellows that were biting, which takes them out of play. Really nice shot there from Jennifer Dawes.
Great shot there.
Hidden right behind cover, yep.
Couldn't be deep with that one, that was
no.
a great shot to make.
Jackson going for the hit here, maybe the freeze robber or the wee tap back would be a better shot here because right now she'll have to rebuild the end, she's got nothing going for her.
I think what Sophie's just looking to do is just trying to hit and roll behind the corner. I think she's looking to maybe force Hannah to play a tough one. And the hit and roll's not easy by any means, so.
Very good shot from Elway Brown. So close to being perfect, but it just sits open.
Again, just been on the wrong side of the inches. Just not quite rolling far enough.
Kind of the story of the game so far, isn't it? Just everything Team Jackson do is just a fraction off. Hannah Fleming had a pretty solid year, really. You know, she's had a semi-final in Basel, the semi-final in Red Deer, quarter-finals at the Shorter Jenkins, the Glenhill in Glasgow, Evelyn in the USA, won the Scottish Championship and a 9th place finish in her first World Championship, which I guess she'll be a little bit disappointed about. Came on to a good game at the end of the week and really struggled in the first half.
Definitely a season to be proud of. I think it's on the up.
Yep, definitely.
So, see what next season holds. I just want to make the hit and roll back over, just try and keep the separation between the 2 reds.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get too close to the nose here. She wants to even a roll right to the other side of the 8 foot would be good for her. She's not rolling very far, if rolling at all. Jackson gets the second chance to get the hit and roll in behind. Yeah, nice control weight, that'll swing a lot at the end just to watch to get the roll right here. It's pretty good. Oof, perfect shot, what a beauty.
Very nice shot there by Sophie Jackson. Set up the transfer just now.
Yeah, she got a really good line off Naomi Brown's first shot, and then she played the second one herself really well there, took that perfect hit and roll. 2 stones to come off the end. Fleming leads by 3.
Good team shot that. Swept well. Started off with the inside sweeper and then you always need to curl a wee bit.
We talked earlier on about having the confidence once the pebbles broken all the way across. The first couple of ends we saw a few shots that were missed due to weight problems, but now they've got it going really well. It was nice weight, good line, good communication.
Hannah maybe looking at playing that run, outside run off the yellows. Or maybe I know that Sophie could be playing it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Sophie can get much benefit out of that, can she? I mean, it's not really going to help her.
Quite a tough one for Hannah to place here.
Got to be careful because you don't want to come short here, and if you double on the reds, and heavy is just going to be something for Jackson to rest on, you know, it's one of these in-between shots. Right now Sophie Jackson's going to have to draw a foot just into the 4 foot for her 2. But if this red was to land in the wrong place, Rob, then you could set up a double and lose a 3.
At this point, would you almost be considering just to give up your 2?
For me, I'm wanting to draw in behind this and try and get down there and get a bite on that 4 foot to make it tough for her to get a multiple score. I think she's playing the right shot. Even if you come down and just rub off your red a fraction, it's not really going to get much of a problem. Super's trying to give it a little bit of help, but the weight looks pretty good just now.
Super's happy with the weight, I think.
Yep. His dead weight is all about the curl. How far is it going to curl? Doesn't want to bounce off it. He's just got a great shot if the line's right. Oh, well played. Very well played.
I think the yellow might still be short.
Yep, but it's certainly reduced the drawing area a little bit. Sophie's now going to be half in the 4 foot.
I think it actually just tickled the
I think it did as well, it did, because you can see the amount of the yellow in behind it now is...
Just need an extra couple of sweeps and it's probably absolutely perfect.
If she tapped that yellow back a foot and a half and rolled to the back of the button, was a great shot then. You know, Sophie's in absolutely forced to take the one, she's got a tough shot to get the one. So here she goes, Sophie Jackson, draw to 4 foot. Looks like it might need a bit of help here. Super's onto it straight away.
Look to hear an arrow from the
looks a little bit
let go.
and light out of hand as well.
Just another missed chance there.
Yeah, that was a big missed chance as well. I don't even know. Didn't really give much of a chance there. She was light and tight. So after 5 ends, we think it was a 1 for Jackson.
think it's definitely an uphill battle now for Sophie Jackson and her team. 2 down without a hammer. See if they can use the 5-rock rule to their advantage and try and girdle up as much as possible. So.
Well, if they're ever going to make a comeback, they'll never get a better chance to do it on good swinging ice with the 5-rock rule. You can't ask for any more than that. That's as good as you're going to get.
Don't know what happened to that one there.
It's picked up, I think. Definitely picked up. Bit of debris on the ice. Caught that stone. That's not really what you want at this stage when you're trailing by 2.
So Hannah not wanting any guards in play here, just wanting to bring this one into the house. Very well swept by the sweepers. Imagine just to get a bite.
Yep. 2 up with the hammer in a 3 end game. You're in a strong position.
Might even looking to bring that one to the tee line, I think, just to make sure it was deep enough.
Yeah. There's really a guard there on the way it's sitting. It's not doing much to help their cause. So much curl and ice, they can use that to their advantage. The Jackson rink in the second half of the end.
So an update from the rest of the games. It's still 3-2 for Rana against Hignett. Muirhead against Team Willpower. Muirhead's still well clear. She managed to steal 1 there, so that's 7-2 to Muirhead. Milne Auguswara is still 6-3 to Milne, playing the 5th end. Back to our game here, and Hannah just looking to discuss whether to take the centre guard. Don't see any harm in playing the tick, do you?
No, definitely not. You've got to go for that now. It's a good chance to split it open, make the rest of the end easy for yourself. Shot has come more and more into the game the last number of years. Robin, I think with the 5-rock rule, will be even more important now. Well, looking at the seconds, having to take some of the burden off the leads by making tick shots as well. You know, on the 5th shot of the end, if you have to make a tick, it's a big advantage.
Well, we talked about the mixed double tick kind of come into play now. When you're up in the game, playing the tick off that corner guard and trying to put it into the ring so you can hit it with your next one. It's definitely going to become a shot that's played more and more, and probably practiced more and more.
Absolutely.
If you've got a lead that can make it 7-8 times out of 10, then you're onto a winner.
Exactly. That's a game-winning shot if you make it right. We've seen so often in the last Olympic Games and also in recent World Championships that the teams who can make 2 ticks in the final 2 ends or 3 ends of the game, it's an armchair ride for the back end of the team then, rather than having to make all the doubles.
Puts a wee bit more pressure on your single peels, but
yeah, it's nothing more shoulder trying to lead. You make 2 perfect ticks and the guy goes and noses the peel, then you're back to square one.
choosing not to tick there and just come into the rings again, jaw to the wing.
Team Jackson got to get some good setup stones here for the second half of the end. Millie Smith throwing a centre guard. Also guarding the yellow, which is pretty good, but there's now left a slight angle on for Fleming to hit the top yellow on the left as we look at it, drive it back onto the back yellow and clear everything. Jackie Lockhart leads Ogasawara from Japan by 6 shots to 4. Japan missed a draw to the 8 foot there to score a 2. Bit of a let off for Scots Grills, but they've got game control out there. But again, with the ice for the big crawl at the five rock roll, they could easily come back if Japan can get some good end set up.
An update on the Rana Hegner game. Rana just getting a 3 in that end, in the 6th end there. Puts her up 6 shots to 2. Firmly in control of that one.
Yep, looks like she's going to manage to keep run beaten, run going on her first 5 games straight. As we said earlier, Sweden got 2 very strong ladies teams just now with the Anna Hasselborg's team, also a young team. Isabella Rana's team having a great year again. World Junior Champions in 2017, Robin, were they?
Yes, 2017 in Pyeongchang, the test event for the Olympics. It was playing Sophie Jackson in the final. Sophie picking up the silver medal. So good to see that both teams are still competing and playing in these sort of competitions and doing well. So
yeah, they're improving all the time. You know, they're starting to put out the junior division now and posing a threat in the senior game.
I think you're seeing more and more now. The younger teams are coming through and challenging the so-called, the older teams, more experienced teams.
And I think again with this 5 rock rule, it's like a fresh start for some of these teams now as well. Tactically, they're going to have to all learn and adapt to the new system.
I think starting next season could be interesting. You'll see some different results out there. I think people just learning how best to play it and what position they want to be in at the end of coming towards the end of a game. Because I think what you'll see now is being 2 up coming home isn't as safe as it used to be.
Exactly. Still needs good setups though, doesn't it? That we're seeing here, that was a disappointing shot for Nola. She's put the 2 yellows way too close together.
Relatively simple
Half
double
stone
peel.
Double, yeah.
It does become important. It does.
A lot of discussion here, Robin, for a half stone double.
I think, yeah. Don't quite know the answer for that one.
Don't make it any harder than it is.
I think you just see most people throw the brush down and then just
exactly.
throw a rocket at it.
You've got a couple of choices. You can out turn and peel or out turn and peel. Depends how you want to make it. So just the left of centre on the target stone. 3/4 stone, hit and roll across, double the yellows off.
If you were to make it really good, you could roll for a corner.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look pretty close. Well, just as you predicted, Robin, perfect shot. Doubles, leaves the corner guard on.
Maybe that's what the discussion was about.
Yeah, well, maybe she's wondering whether she wanted the corner or not.
If that's what they discussed, and then it was a brilliant
This is
shot.
the whole thing. The Fleming team playing Red Rocks have got the last stone. They're 2 up, and no matter what happens in the next 5 shots, she's going to have a draw to the bottom for a 1, which should be enough to keep total game control.
A lot of rotation on this stone here, just seems to be holding it up a little bit straighter. Not quite getting the finish.
Yeah, all of Team Jackson's right play a good rotation. I think that's a good thing. I think they've got a really good amount of rotation. So if you under rotate and just pull sideways, you'll never control it. Whereas these girls are getting slightly less draw, but more predictable.
Yeah. I think it's important for you all to throw relatively the same rotations.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier on the skip and judging the lines and throwing the lines. So.
Exactly right. And I think the other thing is consistency. It's not doing it once in every 3 or 4 shots. Doing every shot is what you want to do to get the consistency.
It's maybe where you see the misses coming if you just maybe under rotate or over rotate that little bit. It just throws it off a wee bit.
Yeah.
Just the icing.
Okay, Naomi Brown asked the question, and our cousin Jennifer Dodds didn't come up with the answer. I think this time they've got to come down and corner freeze the red one.
I think it's the only shot they've got.
Yeah.
We're discussing throwing the centre guard.
Yeah.
It's not the worst of goals.
No, exactly. Throw centre guard. They peel it, and eventually you can leave that shot for your last one. Make a mistake, you could have a bit to work. You've got to be careful you don't drive the centre guard back and pick out the yellow, but then you can also jam it on the red. So
I don't mind the centre guard
I think
actually.
it's a good call. They're 2 down without the hammer. 4 stones to come, playing the 6th end.
It's an awkward one to peel as well. If you put it tight enough to the rings, it could stuff on this one that's top of the 12 foot and almost give a bit more cover for coming round with your last one.
Just right there, so if we sink or sing, I think that's exactly the right place to put it as well. You've got a bit of room for error, you can come right into the top of the 12 foot, it's not a disaster as well. They know it gives you something to draw on your next one. You've got to remember there's so much swing on this ice that you can crawl behind anything here.
It was a good call by the Jackson rink.
Yep. I think also that it shows the experience they have. They're willing to take these on and play the aggressive call. So for Jackson, our first stone at the 6th end of this quarter-final game at the City of Perth Ladies International. Getting down to the serious part of the weekend. Quarter-finals tonight and the semi and final tomorrow. It's the super bit. You want to get it fairly close to the house, don't get it too long.
Super's just left this one too long, I think.
Okay, they've got the centre line, but it really has to be another 4 metres further up, just short of the house is what they were after. And that makes it pretty easy for
Guard that long doesn't really do much for them. I'd almost be tempted just to leave the centre guard and come after and chase the short stone now.
Peel the short stone out. One thing we have seen here tonight, Robin, is they haven't really used the 5-rock rule to their benefit. So too many half shots or missed guards. They've too many guards in the wrong place, so they haven't got guards exactly. It's like throwing a corner guard up properly is just like drawing the pot lid every time. You've got to get it bang on. There's no room for error. The one that ends up halfway between the hog and the house, in this sort of curl, really is not a lot of use.
It's really getting that first stone at the end placed exactly the way you want it. You don't want to put that stone halfway guard because trying to squeeze the other guards in round about it, make it just a little bit tougher. So really getting the separation between your 2 guards is key.
You know, the whole game is about putting your opposition under pressure, and all the pressure you can use in curling is stone placement. It's the only tool you've got to try and force the other guys into mistakes. If you don't get the stone placement right, we've said this a couple of times during the commentary, that the Fleming team tonight have not faced yellow stones too often. They've predominantly had a free ride.
I a few open shots anyway.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to be fair to the Fleming rink, they're making the easy ones and
yeah.
putting the pressure back on the Jackson rink. So
You don't have tough shots to play in a game, just make easy ones. Once you make all your easy ones, there's no tough ones to play. And they have played a very solid game.
if you make all your tech ones, you're likely to win the game.
Yep.
I think if it was a decent derby.
Sweeper's on this one, looks to be over curling a bit. Bit of a mistake there from Hannah.
So,
But a bit of a down weight at that one.
Yeah, opportunity Jackson here. She's just a little tight out of hand. Hannah Fleming there, it was tight all the way down. When you make this shot top of the forefoot, you don't have to worry too much about being hidden here. As long as you get it into the half hidden, will be good, because if she can't nose hit you, then she's going to force to put an in-turn draw on the outside.
Just throwing this line with the guards, so hopefully should be pretty close to the weight. I think Hannah was trying to stick about with her first one there.
She was the thing. I think.
I don't know if that was really
You
to be
didn't
done.
have to. You're 2 shots up. Peel it out. Because if you stuck about, you're going to be lying behind the forefoot anyway. You know, there's no way you're going to. We've seen Sophie Jackson miss a couple of draws here tonight by coming up short. Can she adjust and get the weight right for this one? Playing the out turn draw round.
Again, the sweepers are tending to it a wee bit.
Needs a bit of weight. You can sweep that girl to get top of the forefoot.
I think they're worried about it over curling.
Well, not bad, not bad. You can.
I think it stops Hannah from nose hitting either.
I think it does. It's perfect from that point of view. You forced her to draw. Ice is pretty fast here, Robin, with 15 seconds hog to hog.
Yeah, it seems to be speeding up. It's around about between 14 and a half, 15 seconds, depending on which path you're on for T-line. So I think sweeping kind of makes a big impact on that. I think you can definitely drag it. I think it's good ice for sweeping on. So using your sweepers, I think, is the key. I think you just overthrow it that touch. You can see them just running a wee bit.
And Fleming's right out to this one, starting to curl down now. The line's good.
Sweepers are
It all depends
not
on
liking
the
it
weight.
at all.
It all depends on the weight. It's heavy. Wow. What a turnaround. All came from Naomi Brown's in-turn draw with her second shot. She got half in behind the red. And one was a flash, one caught in the guard, and then heavy draw. So three missed shots led to a steal of 2.
Sophie asked the question and I just couldn't quite answer. I think it's the first draw Hannah had played for a couple of ends, so
I think that's right. She was very positive in release. She was good line, just overthrew it for weight.
So that ties things up at 4-all after 6 ends. Fleming with the hammer in the 7th. As you've seen already though, it's with the 5-rock rules quite easy to try and get a steal, so should be an interesting last 2 ends.
Yeah, right, Robin, it's going to be a good last end. Last 2 ends, I should say. Big steal for Jackson. Maybe the wee lift they're needing just to get them back into the game, you know, to get them Going again.
It's a much better setup. First one there from Sophie Sinclair. Nice and tight to the ring spot in the centre line.
Yep.
It's easier to place her next one longer. So.
Same as the last two ends, you know, she's now got her weight right, Sophie, and she's got them down closer to the house. That's the ideal place to be.
Good adjustment.
Good adjustment, yeah. Good communication. As we're chatting about the weights, get the weights right.
And I'm going with the same tactic again, just drawing the wing. Interesting to see if they could have played the tick there.
Absolutely. Push it into the house, roll to the corner guard yourself. Either take it, push it in the house, move it. You're just giving them freebie chances now to, you know, I think, I didn't see that in the Sophie Sinclair. They asked to come in behind her without another centre guard.
I think there's
Another centre guard should be the short way.
I think the line's close, it just needs to pull up for the weight. They're taking a crack at the tick this time.
I think they are, yeah. They must be mic'd up, Robin, they're hearing what we're saying. This is the shot we wanted to play the last time. Because again, bear in mind, there's no way that she can't. You know, there's no risk with this. Put it into the house, split it, do anything would be fine.
Must be close.
Nice shot, really nice shot.
Great shot
The
by
shooter
Becky
out to the side, and it also allows them to have a.
Spun the shooter in.
Yep, great shot, perfect. So looking across the boards, Isabella Ranner leads Ursi Hegner 6 shots to 2, playing the 7th end. Eve Muirhead leads Team Willpower from Ostersund by 7 shots to 3. Eve has the hammer playing the 7th end, so got a lot of game control. And the game between the World Seniors Champion and Jackie Lockhart in Ogasawa from Japan. Lockhart actually leads 6 shots to 4, however she's playing her last shot of the end. She's trying a 5-meter angle raise facing 2. And the girls are shooting really hard. She misses it and gives up a 2. So that game's all tied up at 6 shots all.
Seen quite a few stolen ends out here tonight.
Yep. It's probably a reflection of ice and the 5-rod rule, a combination of both, Robin. I think it's just making for some great quarter-finals.
I think it just puts an emphasis on how much the team with the hammer did need to make the shots and make them well. So.
Also makes a good example of teams with good communication, chatting to each other, passing information back and forward, always keeping their teammates involved in the game. You know, we've seen there's Japan come back from 6 shots to 3 down to be 6-all. We've seen Sophie Jackson come from 3-1 down to back to tied at 4-all. You know, there's.
I think definitely with the new format, it's kind of showing that you're never totally out of it.
Yeah. So it must give you guys at Airlie White Curling Club a bit of hope next year, Rob. You know, the number of times that you guys have been blown away by some of your local opponents. However, you are the national champions, so we should congratulate you on winning.
You should be, because we won the province as well this year.
Oh, did you? That's
so
good.
we won the province and the rank championship. So
well,
technically the best club in Scotland.
It's always good to see developing clubs get a chance. You know, it's.
Maybe one day,
well done. That's excellent curling. You've got a good, strong club, a lot of good young players in it.
Well, I think that's what we kind of strive to do, is pick up two junior curlers every season just to keep the club moving along. So
absolutely, yeah.
I think more clubs should be doing that. So.
I know in our club we've got a young guy, Mark Watt, who's playing some great curling just now, and he's going to be skipping most of the games next year. It's only right now. I remember when I first started curling many years ago, that unless the guy above you died, you had no chance of going from lead to second or second to third and third to skip, and it just kills the game. And you're out playing with guys that are good night hitting 35%, and the young guys that leader playing 80 or 90 or whatever it was, and it just frustrated. So I think the game's moved along a lot.
I think it's starting to be realised now that the younger players are getting a lot more kind of coaching from the technical side of things and developing a lot faster. So.
Yeah. And for a start off, the job should play with older guys, they play lead and skip. Young guys throw last stones, and the game's all about throwing the stones, but it's a sport you want to get into good shape playing. Really nice shot by Naomi Brown. She's in a couple of cracking ends now. That in-turn draw at the last end, that in-turn draw down here.
I think she's really finally tuned into the weight now. I think she's got in the back pocket. So
Fleming's on the back foot now. She's got to come up with a couple of decent shots now to get established control of the game. Team Jackson were on the back foot definitely for the first 4/5 ends. Now they're getting back into it.
We're back down this same line we've seen them play in the first end. So
yep.
Should be interesting to see if they are still tuned in to what this path's doing.
Percy Hegner pulls one back against Isabella Rana, so she now trails 6 shots to 3 without last stone, playing the final end of their match.
I think Isabella Rana's just playing some really...
Well, that's a lovely shot from Jennifer Dodds. Absolute beauty. Chips out, rolls away.
It's the tricky point for Sophie now. A couple of stones lying in the house, it's got back to level, she doesn't really want to hand it 2 straight back, so...
Yep.
She's looking to hit and roll here.
She wants to get that hit and roll. The main thing is to stick about, just roll, not even she lies shot as long as she rolls towards that red somewhere. 1, 2, good throw from Naomi. Really good shot.
I think Hannah will be looking to roll right back over here, and nose hit would be a bit of a gift to Sophie, I think.
Yep.
Give him a chance to use that centre guard again, just off centre guard.
This is where stone placement is the difference in winning and losing these games. Get the stone placement right here. You don't really want to roll in behind the guards because it's just leaving a nest, and that's just where it's heading for right now. Oh dear. Not a great result there. Jackson comes and taps this back and flops behind the guard. So there's our first win of the night. Eve Muirhead takes a 9-3 scoreboard. Scores 2 in the 7th end to eliminate the juniors from Östersund in Sweden. Had a great run this week, played really well.
I think it's good to see that they're out here challenging and came all this way to play in a big competition. Might not have totally expected to make it this far, but
absolutely
good to see. And I'm sure they've learnt a lot from the experience. So.
No, great future. Hopefully we'll see them back in next year because they played really well.
Just see Sophie come down here, try and get the inside roll. Really start to pile the pressure on Hannah a bit more.
We'll want to take this one out this time, Robin, I think,
just to try and cut down the number.
Yeah, you don't need to take too many chances. You want to make sure you can put a bit of pressure. You're really trying to force the one and give yourself the hammer coming home.
I think even if she was just to get to nose here, it kind of leaves a nice angle for absolutely tough one for Hannah to play that because she'd have to get to nose.
You don't need to get too clever here. The mistake you make is trying to be too fancy. That's a bit less weight than some other girls were throwing down there, but she's got more handle, which will keep it a bit straighter.
It's really holding. Trying to make it curl with the
inside sweeper. She's got the nose. Get she on your roll. No, just get the nose. Pretty good shot.
She's going to get a chance for the next one either to make the roll behind or a double. So.
Absolutely. So same shot for Hannah Fleming.
Yeah, just follow Sophie down. I think just try and get to the nose, and if you can get that inside roll, maybe just slightly. Don't want to risk rolling too far and then Sophie getting a freeze down in there.
And the angle in the back punch, she can't really roll to the left very easily. She could roll a fraction left, but should we try to nose hit this or just check inside?
Oh dear.
It's quite a tricky line going down the centre. You hold high on that centre line for a while, it just sits there, and as soon as it crosses you, you see him take off. So
she's passed and she's going to get a
nice shot.
Very good shot.
So Sophie's going to have to down the weight here, I think.
I think she is a little bit. If she gets the nose of this, the angles are looking really good. I still think she could get inside that. If she's past that guard, you know, 10, 12 centimetres, and I think perhaps if you can get close to that guard, you can definitely move inside, and that a wee check inside and force the one.
Yeah. I think she just needs to take the same ice and just down the weight a wee bit. Use the sweeper a bit more.
Yeah, that's what it was. Again, she has more rotation than Hannah Fleming. She's a bit more of a positive release, and therefore it will run a fraction straighter. So can she hold the line this time? It's starting to move a bit. Girls are working it really hard.
It's going to be pretty close.
Oh, she's caught. That's a real shame. That was she was trying to be too perfect there, almost trying to make sure she got in for the hit and roll in behind.
Yeah, that's a disaster. Just got to nose, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
A chance for Hannah to go 3 up and kind of see the game away then.
Yeah, even with a 5 rock roll, getting a 3 coming home isn't easy, that's for certain. It should be the equivalent of getting a 2 in a 4 rock game, so they're still in it. Hannah's still going to make the shot as well. It's a pity, it was one of the best ends of the game that Jackson's team had played. They all got a lot of good shots there.
Maybe just down the weight a wee bit too much.
I think she did. I think she was a little tight for line. It was much closer to the centre line than anything else we've seen all game.
Just thinking because they played the line so many times, you know, we wouldn't expect to see that one happen. Super's working that one and then she's getting it in the 8 foot, so 3 for Fleming. Puts her up.
Big 3, that's a crucial point in the game to score leading by 3 coming home, regardless of what rules you're playing. It's a tough comeback from there.
It's a shame after the 6th end of Jackson kind of fighting back and managing to get back in the game. It's going to be kind of a tough one to take.
Even if you take a 1 out and only lost to 2 wasn't so bad. Losing a 3 is a big score to lose.
That's another Another game over on sheet F finished. Rana just running Hegner out of stones there. So that's Rana through to the semi-finals here.
Rana and Muirhead both advancing and both keeping their 100% records intact. And they are kept apart in the semi-finals, so the winner of the Fleming Jackson game will play Muirhead tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock local time here in Perth.
Just looking
Isabella Rana will play against either Jackie Lockhart's team under the name of Milne or Augussoir, which is way too tight to tell just now.
looking very
The
close.
Scots girls have the hammer, the Japanese girls are lying well. Okay, so Sophie Jackson.
Interesting to see the two other teams that came through 100% from the round robin have won their quarterfinals. So interesting to see whether Hannah can finish this one off.
Yep, to get 3 unbeaten teams advancing would be interesting. If that is the case, there'll be a draw shot challenge to decide last stone at the first end. A little short with the corner guard, but we need another corner guard at the other side.
You could see them play double corner on the same side.
Possibly.
Just go tight to the rings.
Maybe leave that for their third shot.
Hannah's just going to try and control the front of the rings here.
Yep.
Make it as tough as possible for Sophie to keep the
Couple of
scoring
good shots from Vicky Wright.
Interesting to see where Hannah goes with the next one. Obviously not being able to remove either of the corner guards, so
That's right, will she try a tick shot or will she just keep the pressure up the one up the middle?
for my own entertainment I'd quite like to see the tick shot played.
Much better shot from Sophie Jackson that time. Sophie Sinclair, sorry, yep.
Hannah just throwing the centre guard, ignoring the two corners.
Not convinced about that, Robin. You're 3 shots up.
I'd almost be tempted to play the tick shot. You got a free chance at it. You could put it on even onto your own ones. It's not the worst thing to happen.
I think the first one was a tick shot. Come down now, Tony.
Lead second.
Punch the yellow in, yeah, punch the yellow into the house even. So then you're hitting it with your own 5th stone then. You don't have to worry about the free guard zone.
This is kind of Sophie Jackson's dream right now, all these stones in play.
Got a lot of 2 corner guards up. You can come to the top of this one off so just to push the 2 reds back, one onto the other, push them back on the tee or split them.
I don't like trying to move that centre.
She's got to make a move in these ones. That's the shot there, then turn tap. Millie Smith trying then turn tap. Line looks A little bit tight, if anything, I would say. Didn't have enough weight either, there was just too light.
It would only have just bumped it by an inch, I think, if it got past.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Just a wee bit shy.
I think at that point you've really got to start moving them back a bit, Robin. That was two. You're never going to score a 3 when you've got one red lying top 4 foot. If you come and bump them back, even if you split it and roll to the right hand side, it wasn't going to do any harm. But
if you can get it to a situation where you're sitting on top of them and they're having to move their own back and off their own stones from play, then that's ideal for yourself. But Hannah's now faced with a situation of, does she really need to move anything at the moment?
Here we're discussing whether they're going to start peeling now or not, or whether they're just going to keep bringing stones in. She's likely to do the corner guard off.
I think she's looking to peel the corner and stuff on the one that's the red that's just left of the centre line.
Alice Spence's last shot at the last end. Gets one.
Just spins up slightly.
That's not doing Sophie Jackson any harm though now. Jackson coming out turn. Out turn back 8 foot weight, chip the top red to the side and flopping behind these reds that are staggered.
I think she can play even more at back 8. She can play just about through weight and try and roll even further.
You can see almost half the stone. Good third of it. That's the shot. That is exactly the shot, just like that. There, push it out. She wants to try and get the game away from the centre and utilise the 3 guards she's got on the left hand side.
Right now she's got plenty of cover and she just needs to use it, so I think your only chance of trying to score your 3 is you've got to play a few tough ones to get there. So
well, another remaining game that's out in the ice. Jackie Lockhart's just missed her draw to the 4 foot for 1 and she's gone right to the back of the 8 foot and lost a 2. So she now trails by 8 shots to 6 against Ogasawa, who's come from a 6-3 deficit, taking 5 shots in a row. Millie Smith's last shot, playing out turn tap. Out turn tap and roll.
it's got a long way to curl at the moment. It looks like it is coming.
Sitting high, but it's coming down now. Will it come enough to get the roll? Doesn't look far away. Great shot.
Nice shot there by Millie Smith.
Absolutely perfect. Good weight, good line, good control.
Well swept.
Well swept, exactly. The whole point of this end is she doesn't have to lie big numbers to end. She's got to set herself up, get her, engineer the stones in a place she gets the opportunity to do score a 3.
The way those 2 reds have ended up as well with quite a wee pocket, so we could quite easily use that.
Yep. Although having said that, it's not an easy double on the 2 reds and the right one to the right of Hannah's glove just now. If you hit that first, you're probably going to jam the other red onto the yellow. So she might have to do the same shot again and come round to another out turn tap.
Would you be tempted if you're Hannah to play that run from the top of the 12 onto the one behind the corner? Try and roll the shooter over towards the centre?
I think so. You're defending a 3-shot lead. You can afford to have a go at somebody who's got to open up. The big risk for us, if he doesn't make it, then she's still not seeing a lot of it for her next shot. Or do you go around the in-turn side and just try and secure what you've got at the other side of the house?
I think the risk we're coming around on the end turn, just add another stone into the pocket and leaves a bit more backing. So I quite like to see them have a go at that run. If you make it, you could almost say it kills the end a wee bit.
Yep. Really good shot by Millie Smith though. It wasn't looking a fantastic start then, and a fairly positive start now. So just to recap, Isabella Rana beating Ursi Hegner's team from Switzerland by 6 shots to 3 to advance to the semi-final. They await the winner of the August-Swara Milne game, which Japan lead by 2 coming home without the last stone. And Eve Muirhead having a big win against Team Woolpower from Östersund, winning 9 shots to 3. And in the semi-final tomorrow they will play against either Fleming or Jackson in the semi. A lot of discussion going on down here as to what the right shot should be.
Looks as though they are going to be playing the short run.
Yep. So we've decided on the in-turn run back. Red onto yellow. Shooter will roll across and cover another guard in front of the 2 reds in the house.
Looks pretty close.
A good shot, I think. It's pretty much lined up for it. So it's swing enough. Just catches it no more. Takes it out the back.
Just didn't call enough.
Good result. Got the
It's barreled back in on the edge there actually.
oh wow.
Not that it matters.
So now Noe Brown asked for the same shot as Millie Smith, out turn tap back.
Don't think they'll be looking to roll behind the corner here. I think they'll just be looking to try and get to just a hair on
I
nose.
think they want to get the nose this time, but high line.
It looks relatively close for the taps.
Down well now. Oh, she just swept that. She just swept that. She'd be right in behind everything at the back of the 4-foot.
Wasn't quite looking at plan B there, I don't think.
No. One thing it has done, Robin, it may have put the 2 reds close enough together that you can take a double on the in-turn side this time. Jennifer Dodds just clearing the one out of play.
3 stones left to come. Don't need
Ball
to
going
count.
to count now.
If I was
Go for the freeze this time.
I would be tempted to come around on the in-turn and freeze the one on the top of the
Even
4-foot.
if you freeze the out-turn here, or if you come down the out-turn and freeze the red that's lying short, it then leaves you the in-turn double with your next one. Because if you freeze the other side, it's not as easy doubling and lying, is it?
I think as long as you're in there, though, I think Hannah's going to have to move them anyway, so she's almost doing a job for you.
This is going to be 100% right, otherwise it won't be very easy to get a 3.
So here narrower than the last one,
I
so
think it's a narrower line, yep.
need to watch it on the centre line.
Sitting down, looks like it's going to have to get a lot of swimming to get it. So got the legs.
And it looks like it's pulling up. It's not going to be there.
It's a little bit light away compared with the first one, I think. Took a bit too much off. The first one wasn't a bad shot. If they just swept, they could have got right in behind.
I think actually seeing how much the first one came down, because even just ticking the top on top of the fourth, it only finished back of the button, so maybe seeing that the slide paths are dulling down a wee bit.
Which you kind of expect, won't you, after
Yeah.
both teams had a 10-minute practice at the start, and then the two ends of coming really nice.
So right now Sophie's going to have to look at some way of getting one of those top yellows in, as well as a shooter.
Yeah, she's grasping at straws now, I would say. And Fleming playing the in-turn draw into the group, and
I think that could just be a...
I think you have to be fairly visionary to try and see how you're going to get 3 out of this.
I think it could well be handshakes.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's it. They've had a good look and there's nothing there that's physically possible, so
That's the third unbeaten team from the round robin through to the semi-finals.
yeah.
Anna Fleming will play Eve Muirhead. That's all we've got here from tonight on the semi-final. I think we're going to try and look over and see what's happening in the last game on between Augustwara and Clare Milne. Clare Milne currently 2 down with the hammer, needing to score 2 for an extra.
Milne throwing Yellowstone, so Augustwara's got a very good setup here. Trying to throw an additional in-turn guard.
This Japanese team, just from looking over, look to have really come on in the last 4 ends. 3 ends, sorry. Really starting to get the stone placement spot on. Put Jackie under a lot of pressure.
Fantastic from the organisers' point of view to have the Japanese girls here. They bring a lot to the competition, they're so enthusiastic, they're great workers at the game, they work really hard, they practice as hard as any other nation I've ever seen, and they're really nice people. They're delighted to come back to Perth, and they were saying to us the main reason they come back is a long way to travel. I mean, they come from Sapporo up in Hokkaido in the Northern Islands, and they all work for a bank. They're sponsored by their bosses, and they get time off during the day to practice from work, and they get time off to go to the gym during the day. So it's not a bad lifestyle if you can get a full-time job and yet be given time off during the day to train, because it's a huge advantage when your mind and body are fit and alert, rather than training at night time when everybody's tired and don't get the same quality out of it.
I think it's definitely an advantage to have a flexible job anyway. I myself work as a further development officer in Kinross, so having the flexible hours to work when I need to and then go and train when I need to is really, really helpful, and how to go and achieve really in the sport that you love. So.
Yeah, you're right, Robin. It's a good setup you've got, and it's a fantastic ice rink in Ross. They've basically regenerated the interest in curling in the area and built a really first-class building, and it's a busy little ice rink as well with the four lanes.
4 sheets, and kind of our ice is full most of the time anyway, so we're doing a bit more renovation work in the summer this year, putting in the wheelchair access with the lift and extending our bar area just to capabilities of taking more people in. So
good.
It's great.
As you say, it's a job where you can still concentrate on your own curling game at the competitive end, and yet help develop and bring on youngsters and inspire young curlers to take the and the older generation as well. And there's no age gap in development. It doesn't matter if you're young or old.
It's definitely something I've always wanted to do is coaching. I've always loved looking at that side of things. So
did you see John Boggle's one of them?
I'm in the right line of work to go where I want to be. So.
You had his tongue out.
Almost an absolutely brilliant shot there from
Fleming coming very close to a raised double there. Gets to them. I tell you what, the yellows have got to be really careful what they're doing here now. She's going to start making some good draw. The red's going to make some good draw shots. The Japanese girls.
It's quite a long guard they've got there as well.
Yep.
So plenty of room to come round and bump them back if they get a chance.
Exactly.
Really want this one to be fully 8 foot. Don't think you really want to be too much further than fully 8 foot.
Yeah, you've got to get in behind this time for certain. Otherwise, Claire Milne's going to have a really good chance to lie 3.
This one looks like it needs to go a wee bit.
Definitely needing more weight.
It looks to be pulling up
to
short.
try and cut out some of these yellows that are counting the second and third shots, but she ain't going to do that. She's left the back red exposed.
It's a bit of a disaster there. The question is, does Jackie try and move the centre guards or chase the one that's lying short at the back? The way those two reds are lined up at the front is kind of ideal for the Japanese to use to steal. So
Japan lead by 2 up, playing the final end. Jackie Lockett was the last stone. Japan lying 1 just now, but Scotland got a couple of good biters on, and they're all covered up. There's no way you're moving the 2 yellows, Robin. They're triple guards out front.
I think if you could clear that tight guard and maybe roll the shooter in as well, it would be an ideal situation.
Half stone on the red, you roll into the pack of yellows on the right hand side. The other,
you could also make your 2 coming round, right round and going in there first. Just cut down your scoring area though.
you can do, Robin. The trouble with making this shot now is that you make this shot here and out turn draw round. Japan come down on top of you. You've got a really tough shot because there's barely a way in on the in-turn side with the swing on the ice.
I think I would like to see him clear that tight guard, try and roll the shooter in.
Claire Milne, her second shot of the end, playing the out turn draw round. Grell's going hard for line, the weight looks good. Just grazes that top red. It's a good try. The weight was good. It was just the line was a little bit tight out of hand. They were sweeping for the minute she let it go for line.
I think it would have been pretty close to top button anyway. A wee bit softer on the release, so just that bit less rotation, just kind of allowing the stone to pull a bit earlier. So Japanese with a good chance to hit and roll in here. Hitting and rolling in, they would be back button, so it's the
exactly. I know it's not good for Japan. It will set up a double with Scotland line 2.
got pretty spot on with this one. Can't afford to overroll either. You leave the double another way.
She makes it right. It's a really good shot because both the reds are lined up on the centre line. If she can get cover under here, she doesn't have to roll. Even if she lets Jackie see half of it on this out turn side, the angle will be difficult to get across the face of the yellow at the back.
I think if that was the case, I think you'd almost see Jackie come down and just try and freeze bump, just try and move it so she was lying short on top. This one looks to be tight.
Hard for line.
big opportunity now for Jackie. So as it stands, I think we're guaranteed to see a Scottish team in the final with Fleming playing Muirhead. So
that's right. Yep. The semi-final draw tomorrow. We'll see Muirhead play Fleming in one game. Isabella Rana from Stockholm will play against the winner of the game we're watching just now between Augusara from Sapporo against Claire Milne's Perth team, skipped by Jackie Lockhart. So Jackie playing an out-turn draw here. Needs a 2 for the extra end.
Looks a bit hot at the moment. Needs to come down a bit.
It's back 4 foot, I would say. Sitting down now though. Yep, slips the back of the 4 foot. But it'll be reasonably well covered there, I think, Robin. I think it's going to be a...
Does give Augusara a good chance to get on top here and kind of stop Jackie from getting her too, though.
She's got to make the rings. If he doesn't make the rings, and Jackie will have an in-turn hack barrier weight on that open red at the back.
I think the main thing is here, just make sure you pass the guard and ask the question.
That's like our new thing, isn't it? It's super elegant stuff.
So Yoshimura, who used to play third stones, is now playing the last stones for the Ogasawa team. These girls played in Sapporo at the World Championship in 2013 in front of huge Japanese crowds, and they were under an incredible amount of support that they had and huge pressure. They played well, just missed the playoffs by 1 game that year. They've worked hard at the game, they're improving all the time. So here she goes, Yoshimura, out turn freeze. All depends on the weight, doesn't want to bounce off it. Doesn't look heavy just now.
Line looks fairly good.
Going to have to go hard
Fairly
on
tight
that.
as well.
Working it really hard, the supers. That is a superb shot.
Great shot there.
Unbelievably good shot, yep. Under pressure, Robin, that's why the skips are paid these multi-million-dollar contracts.
That's why I stepped down. That's why I'll stick to playing third. At this point, I don't see quite how Jackie's going to score her too. That's,
no, that was the problem with Jackie's first one. Just slipped a couple of metres too far. Had to be that far on top of the 4 foot to make.
Looking at all the different angles, and I'm not quite seeing anything myself.
No, it's just the red stones just checked inside the nose of the yellow one, so anything coming from the right hand side is going to be difficult to lock on. It was a superb shot from Japanese last stone thrower Yoshimura.
We could be here for a while. I think the only shot they could have is that sort of just soft weight bump and try and hope that the shooter sticks, but I think that's even still a bit unlikely.
If the red hadn't rolled quite as far across, there may have been a thin, a reverse kick would have taken the back double across the red, but it's just drawn too far past the nose and doesn't make it physically possible now.
Kind of a shot to nothing here.
I think so. You may as well have a go. You don't really know until you try. Jackie Locker's final stone at the 8th end. I think he'll be called an out turn, swing and hope.
Got a lot of curling to do.
Well, quite a comeback from the Japanese girls there. Japan, this is another one, taking 6 shots out of the last 4 ends. They were 6-3 down at the turn, came back to win.
It's quite interesting to see. But so that kind of lines up our semi-final of Team Rana from Sweden against Team Ogasawara from Japan. And then another semi-final will be Fleming against Muirhead.
Robin, Brian, many thanks for your help here today in the commentary. Wish you good luck for the rest of the season, what's left of the last couple of weeks, and good luck going forward. Seems some good games tonight. Both 2 games went down to the last ends. 2 games were over on the 7th end, but well done. And from me, David Hay, it's good night from Perth, and we'll see you all tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock local time for the semi-finals.